What's one thing people were taught in school back in the days that is totally wrong or outdated now? The different taste zones on the tongue. If he's mean to you, he has a crush on you. I went to Catholic school growing up in NJ late 90s, so not super long ago, and the nuns told all the girls that if they went swimming in a pool at the same time as boys, they would get pregnant because the sperm would swim through the water. The nuns as teachers thing was already being phased out at this time, so all the regular teachers would reassure everyone this was total BS. The fucking food pyramid. I only learned in the last few years in my 30s now that it's a load of shit. You want just have a calculator in your pocket at all times. Pluto has been deplaneted. That college was the only path to a happy life. Left brain, right brain personality. That your veins look blue because blood is blue before receiving oxygen. Little dumb child me thought it was the coolest thing when my teacher told us that. I was in high school in the late 2010s. My French textbook was old enough that my mom could have used it. They still used francs and talked about email like it was some crazy new invention. The youth slang was laughable. If you need to go to the restroom, you'll just have to hold it until class is over. I've read at least a couple of stories right here on Reddit from folks who suffered urinary tract infections and even kidney damage because of that BS. A lot of things already listed, but one I haven't seen mentioned was learning about Rosa Parks, and they framed it like she was just tired and didn't want to give up her seat, and it happened to be a powerful statement that helped this movement start. It was almost a decade later that I learned this was absolutely a planned protest and the woman knew exactly what she was doing and what a risk it was. I'm still angry at them for taking that away from her. Zaire is a country. Our maps also still show Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia for a while. They were a bit old though, the teachers let us know they weren't around anymore. The maps did not contain the USSR or two Germanys, so I assume the school had gotten new maps in 91 or 92 and didn't want to throw them out right away. Zaire became the DRC when I was in 2nd grade, but I was actively taught to identify it as Zaire as late as 6th grade, so I guess my teachers really did not pay attention to African events. I then never needed to discuss this country again until college, so I figured it out embarrassingly late. I'm from Russia, and we were taught to always listen to those who were older, not to stand out from the crowd and not to take the initiative, trying to be like everyone else. It's horrible and destructive to life. In 3rd grade we were taught square dancing all year. I can still do it, but have never used it in the 50 years since. You can now make more money at a McDonald's than working in a school. Christopher Columbus discovered the Americas to only use their right hand for writing. Elementary school in the 80s. I distinctly remember being taught that the US warned Japanese citizens before the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and that almost no one died. Glass is a liquid. You can tell by looking at glass from old buildings 300 years and see how they are thicker at the bottom of the pane than the top. Yeah, it's fully BS, the windows were designed that way. That you needed 8 pieces of bread and 4 glasses of milk every single day in order to be healthy. The hold that the agricultural industry had on early childhood education in the US is actually cartoonishly insane. Marijuana will turn you into a depraved drug addict who lives on the streets and commits violent crimes to get high, and it can happen after using it just one time. Also, Pluto is a planet. I've written a check less than 20 times and it's been a few years. Double spacing. Jenks and boomers didn't understand why you needed to do that for typewriters, what they learn on, and pass that knowledge on to us that didn't apply to word processors. Taste zones on the tongue. The food pyramid, the different learning styles: auditory, kinesthetic, visual.